Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. Thank you for joining me. So it's been a while since I sat on camera and did a chit chat get ready with me. Normally I save these for my lives, but I'm just not really ready to go into a live yet. And I don't know when the next one is going to be, in all honesty. I have to be fully transparent there. I've been wanting to do a live for the last few weeks now and I've just not gotten to it. So I thought I would do a get ready with me shop my stash style. So it's a full face of products that aren't new to my collection. So they're in here. I think most of it's in here, to be honest. I've used this one already. I just brought it out so we could talk about it. It's the Essence Hydro Hero under eye stick. It's really nice and gives you a lot of moisture. So if you find yourself really dry under the under eye area, then I would highly recommend getting one of these. I brought out two primers, and I always use two primers. I use a pore refining one just in my T-zone area, and then I use a hydrating one. So that's the hydrating one we'll be using, and I'm going to try and squeeze the rest of the Ordinary. There really isn't much there, so I think I'm going to need a mirror. I don't know where my other Charlotte Tilbury mirror's gotten to, so yeah, we're just going to be using this one. It's the Dolce Vita. I need to check if this eyeshadow palette's still okay to use. There's definitely hard pan there, but we'll do that maybe in another video. So I'll go in with the Ordinary High Adherence Silicone Primer. It's good, this. I feel like it's really good. Just can barely squeeze anything out of it. But like it says, it's a silicone primer, and I know not many people like silicone primers. So I normally start off with putting this under the eye and dragging it down to where my most visible pores are. I put it under the eyes because it really does smooth out those lines. I mean, not completely. The aging process, a primer's not going to do that. You'd need to go for Botox, and I am not going to go for Botox. No needles are coming near me. It's getting really difficult. I might have to call this done after we've used it here. So it's bad enough when I have to go for a blood test, let alone having Botox. I've never had Botox in my life. Not about to start now. It's all about growing old gracefully over here, guys. And it's also about being happy within yourself, isn't it? Being happy within your own skin, and I am. I mean, obviously I have down days, and I've had a lot of them over the last 3-4 months, just with my illnesses, and more things keep cropping up, which isn't great, which will be explained in a later video. So yeah, overall in general I'm happy with my appearance. I don't feel like I need to go down the road of Botox. I mean, each to their own and everything, but I personally don't feel like I need that, and I'm too much of a scaredy cat. Right, so Shades by Shan, the hydrating primer, I just put that on my cheeks basically, and it really is hydrating. This feels a bit like the Too Faced Hangover RX, if you've tried that primer. You know, I feel like I need to put my fringe back a bit. Okay, so first of all, oh my gosh, where have I put the mirror now? Right, so I've done something with that one. So I've got the vintage vamp, which looks like that. So we'll use this one. Oh right, it's on the floor. At least I've found both palettes now, so they can go in a drawer once I've done this. So what I then tend to do, I put some kind of colour corrector underneath my eyes. This isn't a colour corrector, but it acts as one for me. It's in the shade G12, because it's like a peachy shade, if you can see that there. So I just go in with my ring finger. You can use a brush, and I just kind of like pat it on. My memory card's got a crack in it, so I don't know how long that's going to last. I think I need to go and get one tomorrow, because I wouldn't want to not be able to film. If that happened, I'd just do a live. At the moment, I'd just rather do this kind of video where I'm not in a live. So yeah, I definitely need to get a new memory card. Then we got my Project Pan foundation. It's the Misha Perfect Cover BB cream. It's in the shade, I think, 23. Right, but before that, normally I go in with this Sunky Skin Hydrating Face Mist. So let's go in with a bit of that. Whew. And it's so inexpensive, it's so nice. You don't have to just wear it before or after makeup. You can just put it in your bag when it's hot, sunny day, and, you know, keep on like refreshing your skin. Hydrates your skin. So it's nice. And this is another BB cream that I'd definitely get. I mean, I wouldn't even say it's a BB cream, guys. I would say it's more of a foundation, really. Because it's thick enough to be a foundation. Like, I class BB creams in skin tint as very sheer coverage. This isn't sheer coverage. Did I put my concealer in here? Yeah. Now at the moment I'm using one that's a little bit too dark. Well, I wouldn't say it's too dark, I would say it's my skin tone. So it's this one here, and it's in the shade Fair Beige. Normally I don't go with my skin tone, I go with slightly brighter. In fact, I would say that has a bit more yellow neutral than my actual skin tone. I'm very much cool toned rather than neutral. So I wouldn't even say this is my skin tone, but it works fine. So it's the e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer. Once I've finished that, I don't think I'll buy another one of those, because I didn't get on with the first one I got. No, that is the first one, I think. No, the first one was the matte one that they came out with. I don't even know why I got that, because I don't like anything matte under my under eye area. If I'm going to do that, I may as well not use anything, because it gets so like powdery and crepey. The hydrating one, I don't know if it's really that hydrating. Part of me still wants to use the e.l.f. one. Not the e.l.f., the NYX one, that serum concealer. I did try looking at it once, and it felt a bit thick in consistency, but yeah, I might try it once I've used a few of mine up. I don't think I've got that many, maybe 6 in total. Right, and then I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty Powdering Butter. I really like this, I like the scent of it, I like the powder. It's just a travel size, and I've got this HNB Cosmetics Powder Puff that I've been using. I mean, I don't notice a difference, to be honest. I mean, this is supposed to be revolutionary, but I don't notice a difference. So I'm just patting it out. You can still see my lines, you know, so that definitely doesn't make a difference. And then I'll go in with a tiny bit of this powder on the powder puff. See, I'm not using much at all. And I even take some of that powder onto my nose. Then I'll go in with a bit more. Pat this side out. Yeah, it just makes it look so dry. It's going to get to the point where I'm not even going to bother with using powders. so I probably won't be bringing any powders into my collection. The only real one I want to try is a Pat McGrath Labs one, because I've heard really fantastic things about that. But obviously if you dry on your under eye anyway, it's really not going to make a difference, is it? Let's put some more of this hydrating face mist on. I'm going to have to get some more of this. Or either that one or the one from Boots. So yeah, there's that. So I'm just going to let that dry down. Okay, so let's get some bronzer on. Right, so I did pull this out. I don't think I'm going to be using this one. I'll be using it for the setting powder. So this Hourglass Ambient Lighting Editing Universe came out a couple of years ago. I did pull it out for like within a shot my stash. I can see a dip forming here. And yesterday I used this gorgeous pink blush there. What's it called? Luminous Rose. I used that yesterday and it looked absolutely stunning. And I used the bronzer as well. The bronzer is Glistening Bronze Light. So I don't think I'm going to use that today. Just like the setting powder, like I said, or the finishing powder. I thought you might like to see me use this, the Smashbox Cushion Blush. So all I'm going to use from this palette is the bronzer. So let's do that now, and I'm going to use the BH Cosmetics 113. I've really been enjoying using this brush. It's not a very clean mirror, this. So I'm just trying to clean the mirror off a little bit. And that's a bit better. Right, so we need some going on the temples. And down the bridge of the nose and here. And that's it for that one. That really is a stunning palette though. And I can see a little bit of a dip going there. It's going to be ages until I hit pan. The whole point is not hitting pan, the whole point is just using my stuff up. And the reason I'm not using a blush from that palette is, let's grab this blusher out. So I have really been enjoying this Christian Dior one. I think it's going to stay in for the next Shop My Stash. That's what it looks like. I don't think it's the pink one that they actually sell now. This one is pretty old. It's I keep dropping things. This one's pretty old. It's in the shade Petal, and yeah, I definitely want to start using this more. It's more of a spring summer colour, but it's a beautiful baby pink, and I'm really into this type of shade at the moment. And it just looks so glowy on the skin. It definitely lives up to its reputation, and I definitely want to get more of these blushes. But I was watching someone shop my stash and they were saying that the formula has changed and it's not as good. I don't know. Let me know, guys, if you've got any of the new Dior blushes, if you feel like the formula is the same as the previous one, because I really do want to try it. I think it's a shade Cherry. I really want to try that. Don't make that too pigmented. That just looks absolutely stunning. What I was doing, I was like, prior to me just using this by itself, I was actually using the Made by Mitchell in Strawberry Cream over the top, but I don't need to do it. It's so glowy by itself. The last thing to do in like face products is to use this Wet n Wild in the shade Blossom Glow. This is just an eyeshadow brush, but I like to use it as highlighter. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but here I feel like if I used it Oh, I've hit pan already. I was just about to say if I use it a little bit more consistently, I'll hit pan. And I have. You're probably not going to see that. You might see it a little bit more in a minute when I go back in. This is why I like to do Shop My Stash, because 1 minute you're like, oh, I'm nowhere near hitting pan, and then it's like, bam, you've hit pan. Plus it's getting use of the products that you've already bought and not having to buy new stuff. Right, I still don't think you'll be able to see it. But I will take a picture of that. It's only baby pan, guys, but it's still pan nonetheless. And then we'll just blend all this in. Right, and then what I'm going to do, so I'm using this Revolution Fix and Glow Dewy Finish setting spray. I'm not happy with just how quickly I'm going through it. I've not used it barely at all. It's only £8 to buy. I understand that it's a lot cheaper than the high-end ones on the market. I feel like the sprayer, it just comes out quick, and that's why I'm going through more. The sprayer is nice, don't get me wrong, but I'm just not happy with how quickly I'm using it up. So let's just... And it smells absolutely gorgeous. Guys, you know, I'm nearly like halfway done, and I must have only used it about maybe 6 times, 7 at a push. So basically, by my reckoning, if that's true, you're only going to be using this between 10 and 14 times and it's gone. It just seems like you need to buy a new one. If you want to carry on using this, you'll need to buy a new one every fortnight if you're using it on a daily basis. I have finished this one. So this is the Studio London You Do You setting mist. So it's classed as the same thing as the Revolution one. This lasted me months. I didn't like it. I didn't like the sprayer on it, and I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. But yeah, I mean, I do quite like this one. Right, so let's get some primer on. Okay, so eyeshadow primer, I always use the W7 Prime View, and I will until I don't have any left. I'd say I'm about halfway done with it, and you don't need a lot. So that's why this last stage is very, very runny though. I think today, rather than go and find my powder, I'm just going to go in with some of this Fenty powder. Yeah, see if this works. This brush needs to get washed. In fact, my Jessup beauty brushes in general need to get washed again. Feels like it hasn't been that long since I washed them, but never mind. I'm ahead with my Shop My Stash looks anyway. I think I've only got, after this one, I've only got one more look to do with this specific palette. And I am so ahead, so I'll be able to wash my brushes then, before I pull my next Shop My Stash products out. So because I've just tinted my brows, all I do is go in with this. Yeah, it's the Revolution, is it? No, not Revolution. Real Techniques Spoolie. And that side is for brows. So I just push them up. Okay, right, let's get some brushes out. Over here. Let's try this one. It's a bit dyed, like it's red, so I'm just going to run it on this towel to get most of the red dye out of it. Yeah, that's off now, look. But it's still like, it's more like a reddy orange now. And guys, I've been using this. This I am obsessed with. So it's a Natasha Denona Glam palette. I've been using it because I've been lusting after the I Need a Nude palette. And it's a bit out of my budget at the moment. So anyway, I've done quite a few looks with this already. I did a look with these two shades down here. I've done a look with these two shades here. We're missing a shade because it's in my version of the Yucca palette. I didn't want to get that out of there. So today I feel like I want to do maybe these two shades here and that one in the inner corner. And then maybe I'll do two separate looks. As I'm like so far in front with my short moustache, maybe I can do a look with this. I'm not going to film it, but I will do shorts on it. Maybe I'll do a look with that and then a look with that shade there. What are we doing today? Right, let's go in with crease. This one here. We'll put some on the outer corner as well, but we're going to deepen that up. I mean, for the longest time, I didn't even like cool tones, guys. And now I just can't get enough. I'll go on the same brush and we'll go in with transition. Sorry, we're going with transition here. That will kind of blend that shade out. Okay, right, so I don't know whether to go in with Smoke. I think I've used both of these shades, Smoke or Lash Line. Lash Line's darker. As we're using this darker shade down here, it's probably better to go in with Lash Line, isn't it? I think I'll go in with this side for Lash Line. And then blend it out with the other side. Oh yeah, it's very dark. Blend that out a bit. Kind of diffuse it. So what's everyone's favourite Natasha Denona palette then? I do love my Triochrome, but that's only because it's got shifty shades in it, and my favourite is Scarab. I'm really liking this one though as well. Okay, I don't think I've got my glitter glue in that box, so let me see if I can hunt that down. Okay, so let's pop a bit of W7 Slay, or no, Sparkle Slay. And again, I don't use hardly any of this, because you don't need hardly any. Right, and then we're going to go in with the outer eyelid, this one here. So do that first. Yeah, it's very dark. Very dark. Oh, we're gonna go smoky today, guys. Then I'm gonna go in with Brow Bone. This is one of the shades that came broken. It was that one, and it was centre eyelid, and I had to repress them. I wasn't happy at the time. I mean, I did get a little bit of money off, but not enough in my opinion. I think 10%. Yeah, so it wasn't enough in my opinion in the fact that 2 eyeshadows came broken, but I decided to keep it because it was around the pandemic time and it would have cost me too much to send it back. I didn't have a printer for a start, and it was a whole nightmare. So I just decided to repress the eyeshadows and keep the palette and take the little bit of discount that they offered me. Right, I'm going to be using this Morphe & Abby Roberts AB315 for the inner corner. So for the inner corner I'm going to use Centre Eyelid, this one here. And I know it says Centre Eyelid, but you don't have to use these shades where she tells you to use them. It's all about where you want to put them. Yeah, I'm really liking this look so far. Right, and then just need to clean this brush off. I always use this for lash line. It's the Morphe & Jaclyn Hill JH43. So I guess we'll just use the lash line shade. So we're definitely going to use that for what it's intended for. And I don't put loads on, I put a little bit and just kind of really blend it out. I'm going to try and wing it out a little bit. Okay, that looks good. And then I'm just gonna blend it out, give it one last blend with this BH Cosmetics. I don't even know what the number is. It's a really old, it's from a really old brush set that I got. I suppose really I should put like a neutral lip on. I wanted to put this one on just purely because I did my washing the other day and I found it on the floor next to the washer. I think I've run it through the washing machine. Doesn't look like, I mean there's still some in there and I didn't notice it on any of my clothes. So maybe I'll try this in a different video. Karen got me this one. So either this L'Oreal one, this one off Karen, or this kind, and that's more pink. Let's have a look. I wouldn't mind trying this Greystone one by Nude Sticks just purely because I've not had it on yet. Yeah, let's try this. Oh, it's gone very autumnal very quickly, hasn't it? Mascaras. Did I put some mascaras in there? I think I did. Yeah, I've got 2 in here. So we've got the Cubest Sky High and the Patrick Ta Major Volume. So let's put the Patrick Ta Major Volume on first. I'm surprised this is still going, you know. And then the Cubest Sky High. And then last but least, I'll go in again with the shimmers from the Natasha Denona palette. So the outer eyelid. Then the brow bone shade. And I won't go in with the inner corner shade, that's already done, and I've not got any mascara on there, so that's absolutely fine. What I feel like I need to do, one last thing, I should have pulled this out anyway before, so you can see the shade here. I use this all the time, every single day. So I'm going to go in with the Morphe & Abby Roberts AB201 and just kind of clean up a little bit. Right, and that's it guys. So this is the overall completed look. I hope you've enjoyed this get ready with me using nothing but older makeup products. I really do like to get the most out of my makeup. Yes, I bring the occasional new product into my collection, but they are few and far between. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to hit that like button. It really does help my small channel grow. Share and comment. And if you're new here, I'd love to welcome you into my little fam. Please hit that subscribe button and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye guys.
Don't wanna be, ooh,